Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Velas, here in Los Angeles with Mr. Frank Smith. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Glad to be here in LA. Oh, you've had a fun week, haven't you? Looking like you're ready for the beach behind the camera, mate.
I was going to say I have come ready to go back to the hotel and just go straight to the beach. But yeah, LA, a fight week that hasn't come without its stress for Mikey, the team, MTK, Golden Boy, Matchroom. Yeah, a bit of a nightmare, really, from Tuesday onwards.
Yeah, look, Mikey came out here. He took the challenge to fight Ortiz. Unfortunately, earlier in the week, Ortiz pulled out. Then had another opponent who came in heavy, and now we found Golden Boy found Alex Martin at the last minute. Fair play to Mikey because he accepted everyone. I mean, he must have been chucked about 15 different names over the last few days, and he said he'd fight anyone. Like I say, he came out here to fight Ortiz. He was ready for that, and he just said, "I'm here to fight." Big thanks as well to Golden Boy for making it happen because they've worked tirelessly. Robert Diaz, especially, to get this done. So I'm glad that Mikey still gets his opportunity. Big US debut, big card, and come back again, and hopefully we can make those mega fights for him next.
Was there ever sort of a worry that Mikey might just have to fly home because it's a Golden Boy show, obviously working with Matchroom for Mikey in this fight, but Golden Boy kind of don't have to break their back to get him an opponent. He's not a Golden Boy fighter. Was there ever a case or even a couple of hours of a scenario where it was like Mikey might have to just fly home here?
I think at the early point we thought maybe, when Ortiz first pulled out, it's very hard to find opponents in the last 2-3 days, being honest. So I think there was a thought at that point, but like I say, fair play and a big thanks to Golden Boy and DAZN as well, because they pulled it out and they made it happen. So we appreciate that and worked very hard to get the fight going ahead.
And it's kind of a little storyline as well with the winner of the main event potentially fighting Mikey down the line. That Blair Cobbs is an eccentric guy. I know he called Mikey out and then Alexis Rocha said, "No, you've got to deal with me." But I suppose Mikey and the winner kind of makes sense now.
Yeah, I think that's a great fight. Blair Cobbs, I haven't actually watched him box, but I've seen a lot of woos from him. And
he better be good now. Well, I mean, I've seen him box, but I bet you're thinking he better be good because he's got the personality. If he's not, then...
Yeah, I think... Well, Rocha's a good fighter as well. He's a really good fighter. I think it's a tough fight for Cobbs. But yeah, as you say, that's a potential fight down the road for Mikey now. As I say, Mikey's shown that he's willing to fight anyone. So, definitely something we'll look at in the future.
I do just want to quickly talk about Alexis Rocha because I know he said yesterday that his team and Golden Boy made an offer to fight Conor Benn in London for the date he's got with Van Heerden. Sort of anything you can tell us about a potential offer from Alexis and his team?
Yeah, Van Heerden was a fight that was set up. Van Heerden's been around a lot longer, got a lot of experience. That was the fight we were aiming to do. Rocha came in late. But, he's let's see. I haven't also seen much of him, to be honest. But I know he's a great talent. He's thought of very highly here. So, I think he's going to be a good fight tomorrow night.
Yeah. Frank, have you been hitting the gym recently at all?
Mate, I've been in the gym. Do you know what? I actually have. I've been training hard, to be honest. Because
you must have got some motivation from Mr. Warren's comments, no?
I thought it was hilarious. The fact that Frank Warren's head has gone that much that he's calling me like a fat little geezer. I think it's brilliant. I feel a bit sorry for him, really. I think do you know what I'd say? If he focused as much attention on his own business as he does, talking about everyone else's, he might have a good business.
Let's put it into context, right? Because I'm sure there are some people who don't know. So he said that he saw the sparring match with Eddie and, was it that fat little geezer? Which, was talking about you. So there's the context.
Was he talking about me?
Well, I mean, that's the only sparring match I've seen Eddie in recently. So
look, I'm not skinny. Let's be honest. Let's have it right. I'm not skinny. So.
I definitely think that was harsh, though. That is harsh.
Yeah, but look, let him get on with it. Who cares? He's, he must be stressed trying to calculate how he's going to pay for this purse bid for Fury against White. So, must be getting to him the pressure.
Obviously, you guys could potentially work together as well for Anthony Joshua and Joe Joyce. Any movement forward? I know Joe's started to be a bit more vocal online as well. So, I don't know, things potentially moving in a direction for that?
Someone started being vocal for Joe Joyce. I don't know who it is. I know Sam Jones said it wasn't him, but Joe isn't the biggest of talkers. It took him about 12 days to reply to AJ's first message, I think. But I think, we're still working through the whole Usyk conversation, as we've spoken about before. He's got much bigger things on his plate now, but I know there's talks around both Usyk and Lomachenko in relation to the Kambosos fight, possibly, being able to leave the country. So I think that's a process we're going through now, and let's see how things play out over the next 7 to 14 days, I think.
Yes, just as we sort of stand here now, has there been any approaches from Joyce's team, or are they still sort of backing off in terms of waiting for you guys to sort the situation with Usyk, or have they sort of approached you in any manner?
I think they said they'd approached us. I don't know who they've approached. Maybe
You haven't had anything from Team Joyce?
not me personally. Maybe it was above my. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. But like I say, the focus right now is we've got to understand the Usyk situation, which is going to play out over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be able to see where we go from there.
Obviously, Joshua said it has to be, or he wants someone inside the top 10. So whether it is an Usyk, even if it's not Joe Joyce, we're expecting an opponent that is well known and well respected.
Yeah, look, one thing about AJ is he will fight anyone. You have to give him respect for that. He's shown that time and time again in his career. So he'll take on any challenge. So we'll work through that. It's a completely it's a moving piece, and we're working as quickly as we can. But obviously understanding the situation behind it. So yeah, AJ's up for anyone. So let's see how things play out over the next week or so.
Derek Chisora and Andy Ruiz would be a fun fight. I know Derek's always. I don't know, anyone who says they want to fight, Derek just says come to London and have a fight with me. So I never really know how seriously to take things like that. But is that something that we could potentially see? I mean, like I said, that is a pretty fun fight.
Yeah, great for that. Would be a great fight. Obviously Andy Ruiz, he's back up and running, back training. We've seen on his social media recently. That's a fight. Eddie's spoken to Andy's team, so let's see how it plays out on that front. But that would be a great fight. Chisora just wants to take on anyone, so that's one for maybe in the summer for sure.
What sort of date has there been, banded about Matchroom for a potential Derek Chisora return? Because it kind of seemed like things have been a little bit silent since he was last out. Was there like a date that was in mind for Derek's next outing?
Probably looking at like sort of June, July time. I actually spoke to him before I flew out here the other day. He's been training. He's always training. He can't stop training. Unlike me, unlike the fat geezer. So he's ready to go. So let's see how things, over the next couple of weeks look. And June, July is the kind of time we're looking at for him.
Just one more thing. I think we last spoke to you on this channel before Leigh Wood and Michael Conlan. Just a couple of words on what was one of the best fights I think anyone's seen in recent years. Unbelievable
fight. The atmosphere as well, the two fan bases created was just sensational. And what a fight, what a finish as well. I was saying, where we were sitting, you couldn't actually see Conlan was out. When you watch it back on TV and you see his legs dip, we just thought, I thought he'd just fallen through the ropes. I couldn't see. It all happened quite quickly. And what a win for Leigh Wood. What a win. Some massive fights out there for him. And when you think, I think he's 33, Leigh Wood, what he's been through, he's had his losses, he's had his hard times, and now's his chance, this changes his life. And Conlan will be back as well, and it was a great fight, and maybe one we'll see in the future.
Yeah, I did kind of want to get your perspective from where you were sitting, because obviously we could see throughout the fight, you, Eddie, Jamie, and all that sort of lined up along there. On the TV angle, we couldn't originally see the punch, so I think some people were like, has he even been hit? Is he just exhausted or whatever? But yeah, you've got an angle that from there that you could kind of see everything when he fell out of the ring. Was it a bad fall? Like, did he fall and hit his head? Or because as soon as he went out of the ring, that's kind of the last thing we saw.
I think everyone was there very quickly, to be honest. But I don't know whether people realised. Maybe they did, but that he was knocked out in the ring. I to my mind, I thought he'd just fallen, gone through the ropes. And I don't know whether they were trying to get him to pick him up, like not realising, as we've seen before, people have fallen out the ring before, and you've got 20 seconds to get back in. I don't know at that point whether people actually realised, whether he was, gone, or whether he was ready to go back and have a fight. But quite quickly, obviously, the paramedics, the doctors were in. Steve Gray obviously waved off the fight as he was out of the ring. But one thing I will say is the medical team, the paramedics, the British Boxing Board of Control did an amazing job, as always. And that's one thing, the board get a lot of stick, but one thing they do very, very well is make sure the fighters are as safe as they can be. So, I have to give them a lot of respect, all the team that looks after Michael the other night, because we all know it's a dangerous sport, and they did a great job.
Shout out Diamante. We could hear him sort of on the broadcast clearing the way. Just one more thing on Leigh Wood. Forest Ground, I know that's sort of the one thing he's been pining for years and years. And I remember after he lost at York Hall to Jazza Dickens, he was sort of sitting there nearly in tears going, I'm never going to fight there, am I? But surely now, be it Conlan rematch or not, the next fight is going to be the one he wants.
That's a massive fight there. You know, he's got one over on Carl Froch there. Froch boxed at Wembley, but he gets the fight.
I reckon Froch is slightly jealous about that.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
definitely.
No, but he had some nice words afterwards, didn't they, in the changing room? And yeah, look, it means the world to him. As I say, he's changed his life, hasn't he? He's come back from, 2 losses, Lee, in his career, and he's built his way back in, and, great performance the other night, and some huge nights ahead of him still.
All right, Frank, thanks for giving me some of your time. Any plans tonight? Is there a gym attached to your hotel at all?
What are you saying? I need to go to the gym. Actually, I'm going to the gym every day the next few days. I need to get in prime physical condition, but I'll probably go
For the rematch, are we on about?
I'm doing a rematch with him. He's too big. Actually, the scary thing is we're both heavyweights. So if I had to fight and I had to fight him, we'd be the same weight division. So it's a bit worrying. But little dinner, but I'm sure you'll enjoy the beach, and lovely little outfit he's got on behind there. Little Stone Island number.
What else are you going to do on a Thursday? Friday?
Go!